everybody, welcome back. It's Joe White here from Get Life Coaching, and welcome to another edition of Live Free. A little earlier today I was out and I ran into someone and they started asking about what I did. And they managed a whole bunch of people, and they're telling me the challenge that they've been having is that there's some negativity that's beginning to grow. And their fear is that the staff is going to become less and less motivated, more and more caught up in this negative vibe, and eventually it's going to really start to become toxic and cause some real damage to the workforce. And they said, Joe, can you come in and give some motivation, help get them to feel positive and be motivated? Can you do that? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. I'm not really a motivational speaker. And in all due respect, Les Brown and Zig Ziglar, amazing information that they tell. But see, there's a difference. Because what we don't need is motivation, because motivation is like being dead-ass tired and drinking a Red Bull and feeling great. But once it wears off, you go back to where you were, or more so, you go back less than, you feel more depleted with your energy. I said, what I would like to do with your staff is go in there and teach them how to become empowered. So that becomes exciting. And you see her eyes light up a little bit, and she kind of nodded. She goes, well, how would you do that? I said, well, there's a lot of different factors that keeps us from being empowered. There's beliefs, there's rules, there's communications, there's inter and intrapersonal, and all these factors. But there's one thing that if you're successful in this, you're going to create a much, much higher level of empowerment. But without it, teams fail. And she goes, what is it? I said, it's standards. See, too often in life, we feel uncomfortable with where we're at, or we set the bar where we want to be, and the gap makes us feel uncomfortable, or we're struggling or challenging our way to achieve it. So what we do, we lower the bar to make us feel more comfortable. See, the whole concept of standards is to push you outside your comfort level. Standards that cause you to demand from yourself, push yourself, to find reserves in yourself that you didn't think you had. So you don't lower your standards to meet you where you are. You rise up to meet them. And she kind of nodded. She goes, give me your card. We got to talk, because this is exactly what my staff needs. See, if you look at the areas of your life that you're not getting the success that you want, I don't care if you run your own business. I don't care if you are talking about relationships, your health, your finances. If you're asking yourself, why am I not getting the results that I want? There's many, many reasons, like I said. But ultimately, it has to begin with your standards. What level of life, what level of the game are you playing? Because success and failure doesn't come down to skill or talent. Because there's plenty of people in every arena, right? In business and sports and relationships and finances, that they have so much skill, but they're not the top of the game. And sometimes it's the people who have less skill, who have worked harder, have better work ethics. I never forget when Allen Iverson of the 76ers, so much heart, so much talent. And he said, practice? Practice? I don't need to come to practice. I had a very famous press conference. And then you see someone with Michael Jordan, who all he did was practice. And all he did was get his, on the off season, of get the players over his house and to practice and practice and practice. So it's your standards that are going to define where you live and ultimately where you end up at. And to paraphrase here, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, successful people do what failures won't. So my challenge for you today is simple. Examine your standards. Examine the areas of your life that you're stuck in, not getting the results that you want, not producing at the highest level, and ask yourself, what are my standards? And then ask yourself, what are the standards that I'm really, really living by? Because very often, the standards that we set and the standards that we're living by are different. So you either have to change your expectation and accept what you get, or if you're listening to this, you're probably more like me and saying, okay, what can I do to re-establish my standards? Raise them even higher when they were, and what can I do within myself to rise above, grow and develop, and realize that this challenge is a gift. This challenge isn't meant to push me down, but to pull me up. By doing that, you'll create a level of empowerment, of self-motivation that you have never ever experienced in your life before. And by doing so, you're going to create the most amazing results in your life. So take the challenge. Raise your standards. Don't settle for lowering your standards to feel comfortable. feel uncomfortable. That is where growth occurs. The genesis of growth is in uncomfortability. So until next time, this is Joe White from Get Life Coaching, wishing you an amazing day, amazing evening, a day filled with love, passion. Live free, everybody. Bye-bye.